Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the McShin Foundation's award-winning podcast, Getting the Herd. I am your host slash producer, Justin Bognar, and to my left is recent McShin alum slash participant, Patrick Jones. Patrick, how you doing?
To be honest, I've been better in my life, but I'm truly blessed. Glad to be back. Um, we had a little break in transmission, as you could say, and now I'm
A break in transmission.
yeah. So
Okay, all right, it happens.
little slipsky.
Um,
So
for those of you who don't know, Patrick is a good friend of mine. Um, we have been friends for a while now. I knew him from the first time I came through McShin, though I don't remember meeting him. I definitely knew him, and we definitely hung out. So that's what that's what that'll do to you. Um, when I came back in the second time, he was my house leader in one of our houses. And then I became house leader in a different house, and he came over with me and became my assistant house leader. And then he moved out, and then not 2 months later, I moved out. And yeah, here both of us are. Um, um, so yeah, Patrick, tell us. I mean,
I'm
what
sure
happened? Tell us about McShin. Tell us.
what it was like, what happened, and how it's like now.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, again, thank you for having me on, Justin. Honestly, I love doing these podcasts.
absolutely,
I'm
man.
always a nervous wreck when I first start, so I'm gonna have a little nerves that I gotta work out. But by the end of it, I'm sure, actually, probably not even halfway through, I'll be more comfortable. But so yeah, I came to McShin again for the I don't even know how many times I've been to McShin since 2017. I came for like a week. I went to another place. Came in 2018 while I was on bond. Stayed until I stayed. I moved around the houses. I relapsed a couple times. Then once I was released from my 2-year sentence, I came in December 14th of 2020. And I stayed until about August, and that's what Justin was referring to about when I moved out into my own apartment. During that time when I was at McShin, I was a house leader. I was a peer mentor. I was a transportation coordinator. Um, then yeah, through house leadership, I started getting some things back. Recovery is real nice once you start doing the work for it. The car came back, the license. I had checking account, a savings account, some credit cards. Um,
Did you have money in those checking and savings
I
accounts?
did actually.
I still don't know what that's
A
like.
couple $1,000s, which is, I mean, really, and that's something that I hadn't had before. So they say, in recovery, you can take recovery wherever you want it. And if you, it's all up to you. The sky's the limit in recovery, really.
That's honestly, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's honestly one of my favorite things about being in recovery is I get a paycheck now, and it's not gone 2 days after I get it. I actually pay my bills. I can put food in the refrigerator. I can take my girlfriend out to eat, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah.
Anyways, continue.
No, I can attest to that. That was when you have some clean time and you do the things that are suggested of you, even if you know don't really feel like doing them. Most of the time I didn't feel like doing them, but I mean, I ran things by my sponsor. I'm a part of a 12-step fellowship that recommends that you get a sponsor, and I did that. I took that suggestion, one of the greater suggestions that I've taken, actually. I ran some things by him, and usually he would tell me, "Dude, that's a great idea." Very few times. I don't actually, maybe only once or twice. He's like, "Dude, what are you thinking?" But you know, we I think we have the same sponsor still, and he's pretty liberal with his recovery. But I mean,
Quite liberal.
yes, quite liberal actually. But you know, one of my biggest goals was to get my son back, custody of my son, and there was a couple prerequisites to that happening. The license, the car, checking, savings, and then came the daunting task of moving out on my own. Which brings us to where I am sitting right now as a participant again. I actually really thought I was making the right move. I ran it by my support network. my family. I actually can't remember if I ran it by Lane, but I think I did. And everybody told me it was a great idea. They actually told me I should move out by myself because you're taking on liability if you move out with another recovering addict, because we're a squirrely bunch, and I can um, me myself, I'm a squirrely person, man. I could be gung ho one minute and off to the races the next, and then there's no telling what can be the trigger for that.
Right.
So there were I will say this, that my story is filled with lies.
Lies.
Lies. Lies. Um I've said this probably at least 10 times over the last couple days since I've been over the intensive house. Is, if I tell you my knee hurts and you fix my elbow, my knee's still gonna hurt, dude. Like, you can only help me as much as I allow you to help me. So
Right.
um there were a couple relapses that happened, or maybe reoccurrences of use, where I used one time and I didn't use for an entire month, and I never let anybody know about it. And I thought I was getting away with it. So once I actually like moved out of the recovery residence, like I had this thought in my mind that I can get away with it every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
It turned out that was not true at all. The one is too many and a thousand is never enough, is a
As they
saying,
say.
as they say, and it reigns true. Um, you know, I spent how you were talking about. It's nice that in recovery that we can put groceries in the refrigerator. We can go out to eat. We have some liberties that we get back through the work that we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I know for me, one of the biggest things that keeps me clean, and it's a very small thing, but to me it's huge. And it's I know that I can't give myself permission to do even one, to even take a sip, to you know uh take a hit, anything. I can't give myself because once I give myself permission to do that little tiny bit of whatever it may be, I've given myself permission to go off, just kind of go off the rails.
yeah,
Um, and I mean, we're addicts, man. Like, of course, there's always that desire there, and that's something you're always having to push down and kind of fight back. Um,
that will be normal one day.
yeah, yeah. One of these days, like they say, you lose a desire to use. And I'm still waiting on that. But right now it's more important to live a clean daily life, um, than it is to try to chase feelings, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it makes absolute sense. It is something that I've struggled with, and like I said, I've been coming to McShin since 2017. It's something I've struggled with since 2017, since my first venture into recovery. Is that one day, X amount of time in recovery is going to equal X amount of drugs that I can put into my system, and like it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Like I've tried many of times. Like I think between 2017 and now, I may have, whether you like to call it reoccurrence of use or relapse or whatever, I put drugs in my body, thinking that I could be normal and successfully use again at least 10 times,
Hmm.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Um, I accrued some to me some substantial clean time this time that I threw away. And it just solidifies the fact that it doesn't matter how much clean time I have.
Right.
I will never I will never be able to successfully use a mind or mood altering substance.
I remember a while back, um, when we went out to eat with our sponsor, and he had undergone a procedure where he had gotten some medication, um, and he took it as prescribed, um, and then one day he took one more, um, and I remember him telling us, and then he flushed the rest. And I remember him telling us that he didn't think it was a good thing either way, because he said that taught me two things. Um, that taught me that, um, the desire is still there. Um, but it also taught me that I can successfully use.
Yeah, I remember that very
Yeah,
vividly.
yeah, and that kind of scared the crap out of me, honestly.
Yeah. Well, at that point, I had already gotten away with one, so it scared me, but I thought he was wrong, to
Yeah,
be honest.
yeah,
Um, it wasn't until I had to prove him wrong, or I had to prove him right rather. Um, that the most dangerous one is the one that you get away with, or at least thought you did.
right,
You
right,
know, um, I used one time and I didn't use for an entire month, and that just told me, dude, you're not an addict anymore.
right,
You've been wasting your time and money and your parents' money, and coming to all these recovery residences and going to a clinical rehab all the way across the country in Las Vegas. I mean, uh, all the money just that I could have spent on drugs, or bought nice things or whatever. Like, you're not an addict anymore, dude. What are you doing? Why are you even here anymore? Move
right.
out. Move out. So
You're not an addict anymore.
yeah, dude. I mean, it's it's it was a very, very hard lesson that I had to learn.
Yeah,
Um, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing.
I could see that.
I mean,
Um, I felt a little bit of that. Um, when I came back. Um, but what was honestly, it was more embarrassing for me, going back to Tucker's when I did. Um, because when I went through that experience the first time, I had told myself that I was never ever going to do that ever again,
yeah,
and I was so confident in myself, and I was just like, regardless of if I, pick up again, or regardless of what happens, if I need to break a habit, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it on my own, and that's not possible. It's just not the case.
it didn't work for me either. I tried to detox myself while I was in that
Yeah.
apartment.
I I remember I stopped using for like 2 weeks, and I thought, I got this. I'm good. And then I got one more,
Yeah,
and that was it.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, when I came back here this time, um, a a lot of the old staff that was here last time was gone, so I didn't really have to face any of them,
yeah,
which was kind of a relief. Um, but B, I felt more of a sense of relief than anything else,
yeah,
because I had completely given up. I had lost all hope of being able to, stop using, all hope of being able to be a quote unquote normal person. Um, I just didn't care anymore. Um, and my poor girlfriend, man, I feel so bad for her because she had to go through hell, you know. I mean, she had to deal with basically watching me fall apart and just wither up into nothing.
yeah.
Um, and that's I can't imagine what that did to her. Um, she I'm surprised, that she even still wants a relationship with me, to be honest. But thankfully she does. And we're doing okay. Things are a lot different now that, you know, I'm not using anymore. Um, you know, I'm just I'm very grateful to her that she, you know, kind of stuck with me through all that.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, yeah, it's like they say, we hurt the ones we love the most.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
say that all the time because holy shit, is it true?
Oh man,
It's absolutely
it's
true.
sadly true.
Um, we think we're suffering, we think we're hurting when we're, you know, uh, when our addiction becomes a need and not a desire anymore.
Right.
We think we're in such hell, and it's just like we don't stop to take to think about what it's doing to the people around us. They're having to watch someone that they love and care about, and have invested time and energy into, just completely give up and fall apart.
Yeah.
And that's got to be heart wrenching.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't envy. I mean, honestly,
no,
if
at
somebody gave
all.
me the choice to be the 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 parent or lover or whatever of an addict, or to be the actual addict himself, I'd
Hmm.
choose to be the addict every single
Oh
time.
yeah, absolutely, every single time.
I mean, I know my mom, I have a great support network, and I have no idea how they're still in my corner. I mean, I couldn't say that I would be there for me, to be
Yeah,
honest, with the amount
yeah.
of relapse that I've had, but they've been in my corner the entire time.
Hmm.
And especially this time, handled with grace. Good gosh. I mean, she cleaned out my apartment. She paid my car note. I mean, it was like, we're proud of you for giving up, for like saying that you have a problem and coming back and like having some humility, and you're fixing the problem. So like, look at all this the stuff that you accomplished through that 2 years that you had clean, and you can get all that stuff back. But granted, like, this relapse only lasted about 2 months, so I didn't really lose a whole lot, except for a whole lot of money. Good God, you can spend a lot of money in 2 months,
Whole
dude.
lot of money and a whole lot of weight.
Woo, yeah, 25 pounds in 2 months. Good gosh, dude. If you want to, no, I'm not going to recommend that weight loss plan, but
That
you
is
know,
a horrible weight loss plan.
it's a bad one. It's because
I tried a similar one, and it worked real well.
yeah, it actually is all just atrophy of muscle. Because like the first day I got back, I don't know. I know a lot of people that are incarcerated right now are listening to this, so you don't really have a general picture of what the campus is like. But the intensive house is about, what do you say, about 100 yards across the parking lot,
Something like
like
that.
a football field, about
Yeah, about a football
just
field.
right. So in the morning we have to walk over here, and I couldn't walk. I mean, it was a struggle to walk across the parking lot to the campus in the church. I mean, I was out of breath. I couldn't carry my own body weight. So, I mean, that 25 pounds came whole of muscle. I mean, I was 185 pounds, and I wasn't in the gym as regularly as I'd like to, but I was pretty strong,
Hmm.
Um,
You could push some weight. I
I,
do
c-
remember that.
yeah, I mean, I kept up with them, but, man, it's just, and then we're just talking about the physical there. I mean, you talk about the spiritual, the emotional, all the other tolls that happen throughout the body, man. It's sad.
Hmm.
I gave up so much. I mean, I was making real leeway with my son and his caregiver, and I haven't even talked to him since. Yeah, I don't even.
It's
I don't.
rough.
Well, it's scary, man. I don't know. I'll be honest. I mean, I'll share some real emotion with you, man. I'm fucking terrified. Excuse my language. I am terrified. I am absolutely terrified, because I don't know how it's gonna be.
Hmm.
Um, I'll breach that subject eventually. But
Yeah.
I'm 2 days removed from a detox meds. To be honest, I'm sweating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to get
You
physically back.
you got to get yourself back before you cross bridges like that,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
But you'll get there, man. I have faith in you. You're a
Yeah.
strong dude, and as long as you don't try to keep doing things your way,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
famous for it, dude.
you are. You are. Patrick Jones is going to do what Patrick Jones wants to do.
Oh yeah, with house leadership too, dude. I'm gonna run this house. This is my house. You put me in charge of this house. This house is gonna run how a Pat wants to run
Yeah,
it, dude.
yeah.
I'm famous for it.
Oh, that's kind of how I was when I got back to Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Kind of kicked the door in a little bit. I was like, "All right, Daddy's home. What's
Oh,
up?"
you came in quite hot.
Quite hot.
Yeah. I was
Yes.
all for it though. That's my style too. Is
Yeah.
like, look, I'm gonna come in strong, and I'm gonna ease off a little bit, and,
Yeah.
and then I'll kind of, if I hurt some feelings, I can make amends later, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I obviously there was some success, because I mean I did accrue some clean time, but like, so I gotta remember that I've done it before, and I can do it again. And this time it doesn't have to stop at 2 years. Like I said in the very beginning of this, like the potential for recovery is never ending. Like it can
Right.
go at just as high as I want it to go, or it can go nowhere. I could literally have 20 years clean and no recovery,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
That's true. That's true.
But I'm not invested in that. Like that's not what I got clean for. I used to say it all the time, is like I didn't get clean so that I could live a life to be in a bubble and to go to meetings all the time and to like work step work all the time and avoid places and people and things and stuff like that. No, I got clean so that I could liberate myself and live the best life that I possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's contingent upon the work that I do though.
Right.
I stopped doing the work. I'm very strong in my faith. I stopped picking up my Bible. I stopped going to the church that I joined. I stopped coming around the recovery community that I got clean in and became a staff member at. Like I stopped literally doing all of the things that they tell you to do. It's like it wasn't for me anymore. I didn't need it. I look at me. I got this clean time. Screw you guys. I don't need you anymore. Like
That's how I felt at 6 months the first time I came around.
yeah,
6 months hit, and I was just like, psh,
yeah,
I got this. I'm recovered.
yeah.
I'm totally recovered. Period.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah. We have in Joe J, man, thank you for what you said. I see your comment. I don't know what you say. I just see your name over there, man. You got me thinking. We have
He said, wow.
wow. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Of course. Anyway,
Of course.
he got me thinking. We talked outside of a meeting the other night, and he said we have a daily reprieve, man, and you have to do the work, and it's contingent upon the work that you do.
It is. It is.
You know.
And that's the thing. I think both of us at first, we start off strong. Well, a lot of people in recovery, I'll generalize it, which is something I don't normally do. So, I'm all about, well, me personally.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, when you first get into it, you embrace it. You take on this because you see other people that have been in recovery for a few months, and they're just, smiles are on their faces, and they look healthy, and they sometimes have money in their pocket, they're getting things back, and you're thinking to yourself, well, if all it takes is being clean, and putting in some work, like, let's do this. Like,
What do they say
you
about
know,
social acceptance, though?
what?
What do they say about like social acceptance?
Oh, I have no idea.
It does not equal recovery.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know more than I do when
Well,
it comes to that.
I have experience with that. I was talking about it earlier.
Well, I'm speaking more on like seeing it from like the more
Physical.
well, the more like, I want that,
Okay.
like, I know when I first came into recovery, I was an absolute wreck, like the first time I came in. And I didn't know what recovery was. I didn't know that I was actually getting into recovery.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, when I came back, I was living in Atlanta, and I had developed a pretty serious meth habit. And when I came back, detoxing off of meth it's not the worst thing in the world. Not nearly as bad as an opiate detox. There's obviously lack of energy, there's the lack of motivation, but you can get past that. It's the sadness and the depression that you just, like, it's horrifying. You just, the thoughts that go through your head, the just, yeah, it's really, really bad.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I thought that was just how it was going to be. And I had come back, and I was staying with my parents, after I got out of Tucker's the first time. I thought I was going to be able to just stay there, for a little while, a couple months maybe. And when I got out of Tucker's, my dad picked me up, and I said, "Can I stay with you guys?" And he said, "For a week."
What?
I was like, "A week?"
Huh?
Like, I was planning on sleeping for a week.
Right.
I don't know what I'm going to do in a week. And so I called our friendly neighborhood sponsor, because we were friends back then too. And I said, dude, what do I do? Like, can you help me? Because he was like one of the only people that, I knew, well, not knew, but that I stayed in contact with regularly.
Right.
And he said, I'm going to get you squared away. I'm going to get you set up. And I was like, dude, I've got a week. And I didn't know what to do because I had no contacts here.
Right.
I had no money. I had no job. I had,
Pure panic mode.
Pure panic mode.
Yeah.
And pure panic mode while detoxing at mommy and daddy's house.
Couldn't even imagine.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
The absolute worst.
You've described a nightmare.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, you've got to help me. I was like, please and I called him multiple times a day. And he was just like, dude, calm down. I got you.
Easy does it.
He picks me up because he was like, look, I want to take you somewhere. And I think it's going to really benefit you. I think it's going to change your life. And I just want you to trust me and come with me. And I was like, I don't know if I want to go anywhere. I don't know if I want to do anything. He was like, just come with me. It was freezing cold outside. I was like, all right, whatever. So he comes and picks me up and he takes me to an NA meeting.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard of NA or anything like that. Well, we sat through this meeting and I was just like, what are these people doing? Like, this is a cult. Like, this
automatically disqualify yourself.
Yeah, automatically just like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this.
I can totally resonate with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, they started talking about God and, regardless of what your belief system is, talking about God is not something that I do regularly,
Not at all.
At all. And that's okay,
Yeah.
But he said, after the meeting, he said, look, here's what I did. I want you to do the same thing. And I didn't know that recovery organizations existed.
Yeah.
Didn't know they were a thing. And he was like, go here, talk to Bob. And I was like, all right. So I come here and I go into the back entrance because that's where it says the entrance is. And I go in and I go downstairs and I'm walking up the hallway and I'm just like, where am I? I'm in the basement of an old church. Where's Bob? Who the hell is Bob? Like, he didn't even give me a last name. He was just like, Bob, just go talk to Bob. It's like,
everybody knows Bob.
Everybody. Yeah. So the first person I saw, and I forget who it was, I was like, where's Bob? And I thought the guy was going to be like, get out of the church now. Leave or I'm calling security. So, and like I said, I forget who it was, but they were like, oh, Bob's office is right there. And I was just like, holy shit, I'm about to see Bob. This is awesome. I found him.
Yeah.
So I go in there and, I talked to Bob and he was just like, all right, so who are you? What are you doing? What do you want?
Yeah.
Told him the whole story. And, I mentioned names. And he was like, all right. And he was like, well, are you ready to come like right now? And I was just like, right.
What do you mean right now?
No, like, no. Like, I'll come back, but I'm going to spend the night at my parents' house. Like, and this was like 2 days before the week was up. So I was like, well, no, I'm going to
still got time.
Yeah, I've still got time to like think about this. And he was just like, no, you should just stay. We'll get you put into a house, into a bed and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't have any things. I don't have groceries. I don't have my clothes. I don't have anything. He was like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He was like, just trust me. And I was just like, absolutely not.
Wait, what? Trust? You want to talk about trust?
You want me to trust you? Sweet.
Okay.
And I was like, I met you like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So no. And he was like, all right, dude. He was like, look, I'm going to give you my card. Go do what you got to do. Please call me. Please call me in the morning. And I was like, all right, dude, calm down. Easy,
Yeah.
So I got excited because I was just like, did I just find a place to live? Like, did this just happen? So I called him the next day and he answers And I was like, guess I'm ready to come, you know. And he was like, okay, um, bring what you want, bring your clothes, if you have any food or anything like that, bring it all, and we'll get you squared away. Well, I showed up at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Good gosh.
which means I had to sit in groups
Yeah.
all day.
Groups.
Um,
Yeah.
and the groups are very beneficial,
They
but
are.
I didn't know that I was getting into that.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be able to come in, go to a bed, cook some food, eat, and lay down.
Oh, yeah. All the TV time.
Nope. No.
Yeah.
It was groups,
Yeah.
and then an NA meeting, and then more groups, and then go home.
Yeah.
And that was to Ye Old Chamberlain. And but yeah, man, like that was my first and I didn't know what I had found. I didn't know what had been found for me, I should say. But that was kind of like my first introduction to like recovery. And I was thinking I was going to go to this house and it was just going to be a bunch of people like sitting around, like drinking beer, smoking weed, stuff like that. But, they were all like eating food and like doing normal things that,
Reading books.
reading
and
books,
playing instruments, mostly guitar. Like,
Yeah.
there's always
Yeah.
the guitar guy, right?
Yeah. There's always the guitar guy.
Right.
And, yeah, I was just like, what is this? And they were like, it was kind of explained to me that I had just found a recovery community,
Yeah.
and
When at the time too, the recovery community was not really a patent word. Like,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is still a new concept at this
Yeah.
point. I remember that. It's a unicorn situation, really. Like, these kind of things just don't happen. Like, I don't know. I like to say that my higher power leads me to these kind of places. I know we have, a little bit of different views on that kind of thing, but
I'm still wrapping my head around the higher power situation,
got
but I
you.
think I've got it
Cool
figured
yeah.
out.
It's well, it says what as we understand it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that part is always like in italics, so it means that like it's more important than the rest of the sentence, right? So like, as we understand it, it's a personal relationship. But like, I didn't mean to cut you off either.
Gosh.
I know I'm
All right, just leave.
yeah. All right, bye. No, I mean, I had a similar. I mean, it's similar in a way situation. Like the first time that I found this place, me and the mother of my child were living together. We were using with our son in the house, and she OD'd. I at this point, like I was new to using, really. Like, we had been using heroin for probably like about a year, but like I had a small circle.
Mhm.
Like the person that I was buying from was usually really reliable, so I never really needed to go anywhere else. So like it was work, go to guy, go home. So I had no idea what Narcan was at that point. I don't even know if Narcan back in 2017, if it was widely even available at that point.
Oh, not to cut you off,
yeah.
but I just found out something really cool that I did not know. If you are and this is according to my girlfriend, which I trust, if you are prescribed an opiate painkiller in the hospital, like by a doctor or anything like that, when you get it in the pharmacy, they will give you a free thing of Narcan with it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
That's amazing.
I just found that out yesterday. We were talking about it last night.
I mean,
anyways, continue.
Yeah. I mean, Narcan, miracle drug, by the way. I've been brought back. If it were not a thing, I would be dead right now. So, I mean, these, she ODs. I have no idea what to do because this is the first time I've ever seen anybody OD. And, she starts turning purple. I'm freaking out. The guy that we're using with, it's a good friend of ours and a coworker. He like gathers up all the things and runs out of the house. I'm just like, oh, now what do I do? Like, I guess I have to call 911. She's literally like dying right now in front of me. So I drag her outside. And like, I lock the door. My son's still inside, and he's crying. And like, it's just this crazy traumatic situation that we just went through. And luckily, the fourth Narcan shot, they bring her back to life. She takes this huge breath, just I'll never forget the sound of it. And so she goes to the hospital, and blah blah blah. I get her out of the hospital. So the next morning, my mom, her older sister, and like a bunch of our family show up to our apartment, and they're like, "You guys are going to rehab. Pack your things."
Pack your things. You're going right now.
So I don't have insurance at this point. She has insurance at this point. Like I've just like grown out of the statute of limitations on my dad's insurance. So like and God knows I don't have money at that point to pay for insurance.
Right.
So we find a place here in Virginia, and my mom makes a bunch of phone calls. She gets shipped off to like I think she went to Dallas, Texas, to an American Addiction Center out there. Um, and yeah, they're like, "Well, you're going to this place called McShin." I'm like, "Well, that's a weird name. Like, that sounds absolutely terrible." Like, I'm
Right.
already judging it. They literally
That
have
sounds
said,
awful.
yeah, they literally say, "You're going to a place called McShin," and I'm just like, "Well, that sounds like the worst place on earth." And
I don't
judging it,
ever want to do that.
yeah, I don't even know what it is at this point. It's just they pitch a name.
What kind of Irish place is this?
Yeah, exactly. So like, so I go and I come in and I meet the intake coordinator, which was Paxton at that point, and like we sit down, and Paxton's like, "Well, you look like you've seen a ghost." And it's like I did actually. She's sitting right next to me because at this point, like my son's mother like hasn't been shipped out yet. She's waiting for a plane to get there, so she's like making sure that I actually am gonna go to rehab, because she's like, "I'm not going to rehab unless you're going to rehab," and then I'm like, "Well, I'm not going unless you're going." Like, so
We can go holding hands.
oh, we almost did, because a week later, and I'll actually get there too. But you know, Paxton looks at us and he's just like, "You guys have seen a ghost?" And he was like, "Yes, I have. She was dead 12 hours ago. She was dead."
Paxton, I remember Paxton.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so we get me checked in, and they're like, "Well, you need groceries, you need this, you need that," and it's like the first time in a long time that anybody's asked me what I needed,
Yeah, yeah,
except for like, how much are you gonna buy, how much money do you have?
yeah.
Like, that's the only time I've
Yeah.
ever been asked that. And like, my parents are asking me, "Well, you have underwear, you got socks, like you need all these things," and I'm overwhelmed at this point, because like
Right.
the concept of love when I'm out there using is such a foreign thing. It's all about the next one and feeling better, especially because my drug of choice is opiates, and it's all about feeling.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
literally,
Or lack thereof.
yeah, exactly. A perfect example, yeah, I don't want to feel. That's and when I'm not, if I'm not feeling, I'm feeling a horrible.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so I mean, that's the goal, is to not feel. But so I knew this place was here. Shit, like I said, my girl got shipped off to she got shipped off to an American Addiction Center, and I'm keeping in contact with her older sister, who's keeping in contact with her, making sure that everything's fine out there. And she's telling me about all these services that she's getting, as far as like a clinician, and like she's on these medicines, and her detox going great. And here I am in McShin, and like, I'm not really, and you do get those things at McShin. And I will say that you do get a clinician, like you get the attention that you need. But at this point, I'm looking for any and every excuse to get everything that I can out of the situation. I am addicting the heck out of the situation, right?
Right.
So I need to be sent to an American Addiction Center too. So I get on the phone with this intake coordinator who's going to decide where I'm going to go. And he's like, "Well, we have this great place out in Dallas, Texas." And I'm like, "My girl's from Dallas, Texas. She's in Texas. Okay, all right, we're gonna do this. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna show up, and we're gonna be together. We're gonna live in Texas from now on."
Yay!
Yeah, and then trot off into the sunset, happily ever after, right? So, something clicked though, and I didn't. I sat there for a second, and I was like, "Well, I don't know. My my girl's in rehab there." He's like, "Oh my God. Well, I'm so glad you told me that, because that would have been a huge conflict of interest, and I could have gotten in trouble. And we have another one that's out in Vegas, and we'll send you out there." And I'm like, "Vegas? Heck yeah, dude. Okay." So I'm kind of digressing, but so I go to Vegas, and I come back, and I use, and I use after a couple months of being back in town, because I moved into the exact same situation that I left. But I knew this place was here, and that was the point that I was trying to make, is I knew that this place that gave me such love off the bat, where love was such a foreign concept, and I knew it was here. So like I get locked up, and I'm calling on the jail phone, and I'm just praying that, and you have a call from Patrick Jones.
Patrick.
And I'm like praying that they answer, and they finally answer. I'm like, God, just get me out of this place. I'll go anywhere. Bring me back to McShin. And they didn't actually send me to McShin at first. I went over to the Salvation Army for a while, and I'll be honest. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. I addict the crap out of y'all. I'm a manipulator. I'm working on it. But I told them that McShin was way better than the Salvation Army, and they honestly, I do believe that. No offense, Salvation Army, you guys do amazing work if you are watching this. But anyway, I like comfort, and I don't like working a whole lot either. But
Yeah.
It's one of your things when you're in the Salvation Army. They kind of make you work as part of your therapy, which is a good thing, honestly. Yeah.
It can be.
Yeah. But so long story short, I go to McShin, and I stay not the entire time, that's a lie. I stayed about 6 months out of the year bond that I was on, and the things, like you said, man, the lights started coming back on, the weight started coming back. I started gaining friends, and like, that experience I had back in 2017, though it was short and it was only a week, um, it was the prerequisite for me knowing that this place was here. Like, and this place has been my home more than any other place has been for years now. I mean, that attempt that I just had to move out to an apartment was the first time that I actually was going to live away from McShin, with the exception, like the attempt to move out clean, at least. When
Did someone just get shot?
I don't know what that was. Did somebody try to come in, or
I don't know. Anyways,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. You know how it goes. There's a couple new people.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know where I was going with it. I just
I'm
trying to.
sorry.
No. It's all good. I just, this place is here. It's amazing. If you're listening to this in jail, I've said it before. Even before, I've been on this podcast a couple times before I moved out. And if you're sitting there in a jail cell, I've been there before. I just did 2 years. I was released in December. I reported on January 4th of 2019. I was released December 14th of 2020. So I did just shy of 2 years. This place is here. This place does care. It is an amazing place. So
Same day access.
same day. That's right. Bed to bed.
Yep. One of the only, if not the only place where if you're looking for recovery, you can come in and literally be what do they say? Intake, I guess. Go to
Same day intake.
Same day intake, whatever.
Yeah. And
most places are, come back in 24 hours or 72 hours.
Some places, they don't let you detox there. You have to go to a detox and come back. Like, and this place partners with a doctor, who I've seen a couple times. Actually, I had to see him this time when I came back, and he's like, "Dude, I haven't seen you since like 2018.
Yep.
Have you been clean since then?" I'm like, not really. But
Right.
He's like, "Holy shit, you got like 2 years clean time though, dude. Like that's a major accomplishment, dude. Like I'm sure. Hopefully you didn't like squander all that you gained back. It's like I spent a lot of money. That's about it.
You can come in with no money.
Yeah.
And you can get a scholarship. Of course, those scholarships are not free.
Yeah,
They do cost money.
They do. They absolutely do. And to our board, there's a lot of advocacy work that those scholarships come from.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of fundraising. We do a lot of work in the community to get the name out there, so that we can heal lives and save families, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
here's the question. Now that you're here, now that you're back, now that you've been out there for a couple of months, and you've seen how incredibly awesome it is out there.
Yeah, it's great.
What is Patrick going to do different?
I'm not going to say everything, because there were some.
No, you won't do everything different.
Yeah. I did a lot of things that worked. There were the main thing that I can really or there's a couple things really. The 12-step fellowship that I'm a part of, the first three steps, or the how it works rather, is honesty. That what it stands for is honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, right? I've always been open-minded. Like, I'm a curious person by nature, right? That's never been a problem for me. Willingness, I'm willing to do whatever you want me to do, dude. Like, if you tell me that this is going to benefit me in whatever way possible, like, I'm willing to do whatever, right? Honesty. Half truths avail to nothing.
Agreed.
Um, I maybe swerved left when I should have swerved right, you know? Um, I wasn't completely truthful, and nobody can help you unless you're 100% truthful.
Right.
So that would be, if I had to highlight the main thing, that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of there's a lot of daily work, like I was saying before. Like, when I got that 2 years, I opened my Bible every single day. I read, I studied, I highlighted, I did Bible studies and all that kind of stuff. I stopped doing that. The Bible got further and further down into the underwear drawer. I picked up basic text, on a not I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not on a daily basis, but yeah, it probably a weekly basis would be a safe bet to say.
Right.
I went to meetings at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Stopped doing that. I stopped doing, the stuff that got me to the point where I was at. I stopped doing it. I thought
Yeah.
I was fine.
Yeah.
Social acceptance does not equal recovery.
True. True.
I was getting the car back, like I said, the credit cards and all these like material things, which, trust me, felt great.
Oh yeah, they feel wonderful.
Yeah, but I was sick inside, and the more I accrued those things and the less I did the things that got me clean, the more I solidified the fact that I could get away with one.
Right.
And then once I did that one and nobody found out and I didn't use for an entire month, like, yeah, all bets were off at that point. Like, it
Mm-hmm.
was just on a matter of time. And it's crazy, actually. I went through I'm a big writer, as
Mm-hmm.
far as like, I'm a huge fan of journaling. I journaled almost every day that I was locked up, and even when I got out, like, I continued to try to, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Life does happen, and I get tired, and sometimes I just won't crash out when I get back home.
Right.
Especially when you work a restaurant job and it's 2:30 at night and I'm just getting home. I'm not writing in that journal, right?
Right. Right.
So I looked back at my old journal, and it was right after, I think it wasn't after the first use, but it was after like the second or third where I got away with one, right? And I wrote in there, dude, you're slipping, you're falling off the cliff right now, and there's nothing there to catch you, and you're going to continue to fall if you continue to do what you're doing right now. And I wrote myself this warning in this notebook,
Mm-hmm.
and it brought chills to my spine when I read it the other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all I had to do, the crazy part about that is, I could have came to you, like you said, like, you're one of my best friends, dude. I could have came to you and been like, dude, I fucked up. I messed up. I used and I don't know. I don't want to give away my clean date because there's a whole
Yeah.
lot of prestige that comes with it, even though we're not supposed to, right? But I'm so scared and I'm afraid, and it would have been fine. You probably would have just been like, dude, it's okay. Like, it's fine.
You're never gonna catch any judgment from me.
Right. And I mean,
And that's the thing about
and it's not just you either. I have so many friends at
exactly.
this place, and my sponsor and my network, and I could have told my parents, and they still but it's that shame and that
Mhm.
I've told so many people that I'm an addict for such a long time, and now if I tell them that I'm not an addict and I can use successfully, right? What?
I mean, we're sick people, dude.
Yeah.
That's the that's what it boils down to, and we manipulate other people and we do things that we're not proud of, but one of the people that we manipulate is ourselves.
More than anybody else. Yeah.
We manipulate the shit out of ourselves.
Yeah.
We tell ourselves we have everything under control. I can do this. I'm okay. It's just one. It's no big deal. It's nah, that shit. I mean,
Well, I will say this: it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a slow, progressive, insidious thing
Mm-hmm.
where it snuck its way in, and it wasn't like I said, dude. Like it first went the Bible, then went the church, then went the basic text, then went the notebook, then went the honesty. Like, and then like it was like this slow decline, and I saw it happening, and I you know, I thought I was all right.
Shit, I remember, when I first relapsed, I was sitting in my bed and I was kind of laying there and I was completely bored out of my mind. And I was just like, I'm gonna go get high.
Yeah,
And I got up and I went and got high.
that's exactly how it happened for me.
Yeah,
I
and
was
that's what I
driving.
did.
I was driving home from my job, and I had an exceptionally good night. So I mean, I
Yeah,
had a good amount of cash in my pocket. I think I hadn't gone to the bank for a couple days either.
danger,
So
danger.
right, right. Well, I mean, cash has never really been a huge trigger for me. It
Yeah,
was more of the slow decline into, I think I can get away with it. Yeah, it'd be all right. So instead of freaking taking the Chamberlain exit and like coming home, right, I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna drive down to Gilpin. Like, it's fine. I'm just gonna go say hi to my old buddy that I, used to buy drugs from, and like, it's the dude loves me. He treats me like a brother. So like, I'm
yeah,
just gonna go say hi and maybe smoke like a 20 rock or something like that. But that'll be it, right?
that'll be it. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't work out that way.
And now,
Here I am, sweaty as all. Yeah. It's bad. Detox is no fun, y'all. Luckily, I'm almost all the way through it. So, I was actually able to do. I woke up this morning and I did some pull-ups on that bar that's outside
did
of
you?
it. Yeah.
How many?
9,
9.
9.
Very nice. Very nice.
Granted, I'm 25 pounds lighter, so
Whew.
there's a lot less to pull up. But I did try to yesterday. I did some push-ups. That was depressing. I think
Dude, that's what I did when I got to Tucker's the second time. The first day I was there, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna get my physique back. I'm gonna get my build back, and I did 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and 10 squats every single day. Well, the 7 days that I was there.
yeah.
And then as soon as I got here, I started hitting the gym real hard.
Yeah.
And I've actually, I just reached a goal not too long ago of 200 pounds.
Right on, man.
Yeah, I've never weighed that much before, and
I
I've
know you.
always wanted to. I've always wanted to weigh 200 pounds, and now I'm consistently 200 pounds.
Right on. I
Yeah,
remember us going to the gym, man.
yeah,
We jump on that scale every
yeah,
time. And,
yeah,
yeah, I was trying to lose weight at that
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Like, I guess I lost it. Not in the right way. I'm
Well, you
actually,
lost it.
I am at my target weight now. If I could just like replace because I'm like, it's this weird flabbiness, like where yeah, I'm at this weight that I want to be at, but like the muscle structure is all but atrophied away. So
Yeah,
like, it's weird.
you'll get back, man. You'll get back.
I definitely will.
Baby steps, man. One thing at a time. One
Well,
thing at a time. One day at a time.
yes, that is a major thing for me is because and anybody that maybe has had some clean time and had the humility to come back, like I want my 2 years back. I want them back. But the
So get
reality,
it.
yeah. Well, the reality of the situation is that I'm gonna have to do that day by day,
Yeah.
and it's gonna take 2 years to get the
5
2 years
minutes at
back.
a time.
Right.
You know.
And I now that like I'm actually like detoxed too, like if anybody's going through a detox in jail, like I did it. It's I don't know if it's easier or harder. I actually honestly think it's easier because like those doors are locked and you can't really go get none. Because that was one of the hardest parts about this detox is like I I got clean in Richmond because it was an unfamiliar territory. Like at that point, when that whole OD happened, the first time I came, we were living in Fredericksburg. And I never really messed around with Richmond. So this place was completely foreign. Now I started to use in Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
So like my dude's 5 minutes that way.
Right.
So like I'm sitting over at Scott House, puking my brains out, like just trying to get in the warm shower so that I can stop with the cold sweats or whatever, knowing that my guy is 5 minutes away from here.
Yeah.
And all I have to do is leave and but I want something different. Man.
That's exactly why I detoxed at Tucker's.
Yeah.
Because I knew that once I checked myself in, they were going to keep me there. I was not going to leave.
Yeah.
And that honestly did make it easier because I was just like, well, you know, this is it. Now I have no choice.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've heard nightmare stories about that. I've never been.
They're
so.
all true.
Yeah.
That place sucks.
I don't doubt it. It sounds like a nightmare, which is why, like, when I came in this time, and I think I came in on Sunday, and I was high. I mean, and Joyce, the intake coordinator here, she asked me too. She's like, "When was the last time you used it?" I was like, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, what do you want to do?" I was like, "I want to come back." She's like, "Well, okay. Are you gonna sign up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm coming back tomorrow. I want some dope sick because I'm not gonna be high around all these guys." Like, and
Yeah.
it was half for the right reasons, half for the wrong reasons. My last use I used, and I was supposed to go to work. God, I hope my job doesn't see this. Anyway, it's fine. I don't give a shit. It is what it is. I plan on being honest with them, honestly. My boss has been super, super supportive. When I was hired there, I told him I was an addict in recovery and all that. So, I, instead of went to work, I came here. I was supposed to go there, and I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, dude.
Mhm.
Every single day I was going to work, and I was making great money, like $100, $200, $300 in cash some nights.
Gone.
Like, yeah, and it didn't matter how much I made. And I mean, back in 2017, you couldn't have told me I was an addict. I had a money problem,
Mhm.
right? If I could get enough dollars in my pocket, then I would never be sick ever again. That was my
Right.
problem, is that I was sick, not that I had a dope problem. It was that I didn't have enough dope.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I'm a testament to that, dude. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. It's going to run out eventually,
Mhm.
So, and I think it finally came to a head where I was just like, I can go to work tonight. I know I'm losing the apartment. That was a fact. I'm not going to pay for it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lose it. I'm either going to get evicted, or they're going to escort me out of there, like
Right.
by
Right.
police. I was just sick and tired of it, and once you get this recovery stuff in you, like, it's in you,
Yeah.
you know how good it is.
We're almost at an hour, buddy.
Went by quick, to be
It
honest.
did go by quick. Went by very quick. Normally with these, I'm trying to figure out how to take up time.
Right.
Because I don't normally host. And
Yeah.
what I will say though is, like, anybody out there watching who wants help, come to McShane, get yourself some help. I'm gonna put the
I'll be here.
phone number and address on the bottom of the screen there. Give us a call, go to the website, or just come in the door.
Yeah, just show up.
You'll get taken care of. I can promise you that you will get taken care of. If not by us, then we will find someone who will take care of you.
Yeah. Yeah, you
but
will not be turned away.
Don't put that off, because people are dying. People are dying.
Yeah.
More so than ever these days.
Yeah. I will tell you that there's no more heroin out there. It's just literally all synthetics and fentanyl, carfentanil, and it's just not the same anymore. Honestly, they're putting it in marijuana. They're putting it in
That's
cocaine.
crazy. They're putting in weed.
Yeah, and
come on,
it's scary because I'm honestly, like, I'm a marijuana advocate, to be honest. Like, I lived in Colorado, and I grew weed medicinally out there, and I've seen some miracles. I had a guy that had seizures. He had over 100 seizures a day unless he was smoking weed.
Right.
And he was actually like a productive member of society if he could get marijuana in his system. So, like, I'm a huge advocate of it, and that just, I mean, that you want to talk about something that makes me actually, like, angry.
Yeah.
Like, actually fumingly angry.
Yeah.
Is that some Chinese product that's being made over there is being put in something that is a life-saving tool.
Yeah.
Even for people in recovery. Maybe that's not your pathway, and maybe that's not mine right now. It may not be ever. I don't know what it'll be, but, like, I think of marijuana as a tool, and you're putting something that's killing people in that. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
right, yeah, I could talk for more, so let's stop.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Patrick, welcome back, man.
Glad to be
A
back.
stick and stay this time.
Yeah.
That's what I plan on doing.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I don't have the flyer up for tomorrow. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so I believe it is going to be Joyce hosting tomorrow, which Joyce hasn't hosted in quite a while. Let's see.
Joyce got some fire recovery.
Yeah, it's Joyce, and she's going to have a new person to recovery. Yeah, those are always good episodes. Those are always real good episodes. You know, a lot of hope in those episodes. So don't miss that. And then Thursday, Nathan is going to be back, resuming his normal hosting duties, talking about some historical perspective. I'm not really sure what he has in store, but he's got a lot of dates and years and something about illicit drugs.
That sounds right up his alley.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Here at McShin, we believe in the McShin way, which is authentic recovery support service providers, people with lived experience, bringing that experience to those who need that lived experience in recovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in many things to support our mission. We believe in women empowerment.
What I love most about what we believe here at McShin is we believe in the authenticity of the peer-to-peer approach.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in giving people opportunity.
Here at McShin, we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person.
At the McShin Foundation, we believe in helping people reach their full potential.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in multiple pathways to recovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in placing principles before personalities to help spread hope.
Here at McShin, we believe that recovery is possible and that any person seeking recovery can become a more acceptable, responsible, and productive member of society.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in self-discovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in saving lives and offering second chances.
Here at McShin, we believe you can do this.
Here at McShin Foundation, we believe that we can only keep what we have by giving away, which is why we continue to help others like us seek and find recovery.